one that's looking live.
Hey,
You got some night hours.
Smoking that AJ Fernandez, the one I sent you the other day.
Yeah.
That's
AJ Fernandez. All right.
They're like crane.
That joint look dark in the mud.
What's that?
You call it cigars and real estate. Huh?
Maduro right
And it
there.
looks short than a motherfucker.
This is a Madero Busto, 5.5 inches.
All right, so we live on YouTube.
My bad. Can't show that on YouTube.
Yeah, so we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch it up a little bit, man. I'm gonna go ahead and go first, man. You know, and then we'll go counterclockwise, man. Let me go ahead and go first, and I'll get this thing over with. All right, so Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210 at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Man, I was thinking about changing my, now the Billionaire Broker, but I don't know. I'm not sure if they got that covered yet. Billionaire Broker, man. I gotta upgrade for the loan officer thing, but that's been my moniker for so long. You know what I mean? So at YouTube at Billionaire Loan Officer on YouTube, we got 2 different shows. We're gonna start doing more of the Lux too. I might have the open house, the house tour Lux, and I'm about to start doing these open houses. So but be on the lookout for that. And then we got the behind the sauce. So I got a lot of stuff coming out behind the sauce. I'm gonna revamp it a little bit. I'm gonna be doing some interviews live on the spot. I'm getting the mic, so we're gonna be doing some guerrilla stuff, man. So www.applywithb.com if you're ready to go ahead and apply for a mortgage. Go ahead and hit the Cash App. A lot of people been asking for the Cash App, man. Go to Cash App, the power of ownership. Again, at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Let's see what else I got in here. I know I got a couple more. www.clcinvestmentclub.com if you trying to get live. Investment club, you're trying to invest into real estate, commercial real estate, residential real estate, also buying businesses, also becoming your own bank. We got all kind of stuff going on. So check us out, clcinvestmentclub.com. Houston condo sales about to make a comeback, so be on the horn for that. What's today's rates.com if you want to check my rates. And one last thing, don't forget the last week of this month, we got Doors and Dolls, another event coming up real soon here, so be on the lookout for that. CJ, you want to go ahead start yours? We just
gonna everybody, CJ, the realtor broker owner of Greenwood Realty Group. Follow me on social media at CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. And hit me up on the website, greenwoodrealtytx.com. If you want to buy, sell, lease, if you want to join a team, we got all that available for you on the website. So greenwoodrealtytx.com is the site. Check out YouTube, CJ the Realtor, where we're doing our home tours, Lux Edition. Of course, showing you some of the homes on the luxury market that Houston has to offer. So go in there, give me a subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And then also hit me on my cell, 832-338-3182 if you got any real estate questions. I'm here for you. Hit me on my line if you're looking to join a team, join a new brokerage, if you're new and want to talk. I'm available, so hit me up, call or text that number. And then, of course, we give back to our youth, the Master Academy, the nonprofit, where we're teaching our young men knowledge of self-improvement and entrepreneurship. So if you're interested and you're willing to donate, whether it's time or money, we have the options and forms available for you online.
Hyman, got you ready up?
Oh, you got me ready up. My name is Hyman with H&L Premier Realty, here to help you with your buying, selling, and investing needs. Feel free to reach out to me at 832-235-0985. Here to help.
Got you. All right, Corey, we got you.
There we go. Corey Smith, Commodore Mortgage, mortgage broker owner, and here to help serve. Essentially, any of your financing needs, whatever you need, investing, your primary residence, second home, Airbnbs, whatever, just call us. We have an option for you.
All right. I'm getting the banner.
Corey, what man they gonna do this year in the football season, bro?
Look, I don't have my hopes up. I tell you that.
We're gonna wait for basketball season.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for basketball season. Hey, look, they look pretty good to start off the season. I think we won our first game, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been on a struggle bus, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Right.
We gonna get Prime out of Colorado and get him in Nashville. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be all right.
We're gonna get him down to Nashville.
We're gonna get him down to Nashville. We'll be all right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I wanted to get this one going because, man, I still get calls every day, and these grown folks, man, 30s, 40s, sometimes 50s, and 60s that don't understand credit, don't understand the impact of credit, don't know how to fix the credit, don't understand the loopholes of credit, and the importance of how credit you're gonna need to have it for real estate. Period. So I want to just talk about credit, all the different tips and pointers, and stuff that interesting facts and so on and so forth about people's credit and how stuff affects the credit. And like financial literacy as far as how this thing works. And I don't want to go too basic. I mean, everybody should know there's 3 bureaus. There's a couple of shadow bureaus as well, but 3 main ones, and Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, mortgages, we don't go by the highest or the lowest, we go by the one that's in the middle. So it's the mid score, whatever that might be. And other basic thing, this is one that I tell this every day. I say this at least once a day, every day, for the last 7 years, that Credit Karma is a credit card score. So it's different algorithms with different scoring systems for different industries. There's different types of scores. So the mortgage score is different than the credit card score. Credit card score is generally higher because they want you to get in debt. They want you to get these credit cards. And Credit Karma is a sales funnel for the credit card industry. So they score is different. So that is not law. That is not my score, black and white. That's it. That is a marketing score for the credit card industry. It's not it gives you an idea. They're giving you something, which is reciprocity. The first chapter of my book, they're giving you something to get the information. And what they do is in turn tell you information.
And that's just like how Zillow with that Zestimate and
right.
Like homeowners and sellers thinking that's what their house is really worth. It ain't nothing close. It ain't nowhere near what their house is worth. Looking up that Zillow, that Zestimate number that they're giving people.
Right. Well, I just gave y'all $1 million worth of gain right there. If y'all take that little nugget I just gave y'all could make $1 million. With what I just said, let me reiterate this. The business model for Credit Karma is giving you something to get your information, and they're making money off your information. And the people will pay them to collect that data. They say, what is it, 70-something%, 79 or 78, high 70% of all millennials are on Credit Karma? So they got everybody's information. So they can market directly to you. See all those letters that you get in the mail, all those offers and stuff? That's because you got your information in Credit Karma.
But understand, it's not just Credit Karma. I mean, you're saying a lot of people, your bank offers, your credit score or whatever the case may be. You're saying there's a lot of other services just like Credit Karma that offer the same thing, and credit cards that offer the same thing. And a lot of these, you're saying you think it's free, but it's actually just to get kind of capture your information. Right. So that they can sell it on the back end.
Right. And that's how this works, man. You create something that somebody could use, and then they get it for you, and then you can get that information, and you can solicit something from them at that point because you're giving them something. That's the premise of sales.
It's just like college. You go in, fill out, give them your social, they give you a free T-shirt, and then you know you got a credit card in the mail.
Right.
Hey, those were the days. Those were the days.
Right. $300 limit. You know, man.
Right.
For a college student, that's balling that, baby.
Yeah, that's a whole semester.
Right. You couldn't tell me nothing with that little card.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. But now as an adult,
we go to Bennigan's.
Not Bennigan's.
Some of my best days was at Bennigan's, man.
Hey,
I know.
Bennigan's, Dave and Buster's got to buy one, get one.
Right.
For the hell.
That was it.
But yeah, man. Well, this is the thing about credit. That's my nucleus. I mean, we could spin off from there, but I get more of your input. But that's some of the main things. Like I said, everybody think is that it's one score fits all, and and the score is gonna be the same on all three bureaus, and then you see it somewhere else is that's the score, and you did your score 2 years ago, and that's still your score. No, the score is always changing. It might change several times a month. So you as information updates, your score changes.
Yeah.
This is what it is. So it's like water. So it never pretty much stays the same unless you freeze it. So and that's when you get into high level stuff. But a lot of people don't have the understanding that I checked it 2 months ago. That means nothing right now. It's gonna change. One other thing, and I'll turn it over to you. One of the other misconceptions that people have is that this is another thing I ask every day is that when you shop for a mortgage, that when I run it and you just had somebody else run it yesterday, that your score is gonna change. That's incorrect. You have a window, typically 14 days window, sometimes 30-day window to shop for a mortgage where it won't adversely affect your credit. So, just like anything, if you got same amount of time, automobiles, you shop for automobiles, shop for houses, you shop for rings, whatever. You have that time, as long as you don't jump from industry to industry, you go from mortgages one day to rings the next, it won't change your score. So that's a misconception. I don't want to run my credit against somebody just ran it. Well, you're shopping right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the right to shop as a consumer. So that's another misconception that people don't get. So I get this every day. So
that's why I tell people it's like you don't get penalized because they know you shopping for the best rate or whatever.
Right.
So like do it quickly though. Don't play around if you're trying to, make it happen. Go ahead and talk to somebody that's gonna get you a little rating and let that be it.
Well, let me see one other thing before I turn it over. A lot of people shop, especially in our community, shop backwards. They try to they didn't even have the house yet, and they try to shop for the rate. That ain't how you do that. So how would I know? When are you gonna lock in? You don't know. You're shopping right now. You got to shop for a house. Find a house first, then we can negotiate the rate. A lot of people, all right, well, what your rate is? Do you have a house? How would I know what the rate is? And you might find that we might approve you for $350, but you might find a house for $325. That changes the rate.
Not only that, you know what I'm saying? There's a
The
lot
rate changes.
that people don't understand
Hold on,
that goes into the rate.
The rate
There's a lot
changes.
that goes into the rate.
There's a lot that goes into the rate.
The rate changes based on the sales price now?
It changes the sales price. It changes on what zip code you are buying in. It changes on what time of day I lock it in. It changes on what lender I go to. A lot of factors. It's just not.
I was telling somebody earlier, like, don't even try to think about locking the rate. If you're trying to build, round up with new construction, don't even think about that rate because that ain't getting locked in until the end.
You can lock, but it's gonna be expensive. You can lock
right,
up.
Yeah. And who's gonna pay for that?
Yeah, somebody you can lock, but see, people don't get this. I think I told you this a couple of months ago. People think you can, I can lock forever. If that's the case, then I would locked all my. I'm gonna lock all my loans for back in 2021. It was 2%, and I'll just go ahead and wait till I find a house one of these days.
Let me
lock it right now. Yeah, that how it works. When you lock a loan, you taking that money temporarily out of the system for that particular investor. And see, to answer Hyman's question, don't forget these are investors that's on the secondary market. So you got investors that'll take a $350, but they won't take anything under $349.99. So it changes the investor pool. So yes, the rate will change. Am I making sense?
But when you say the $350 pool and the interest rate, what the loan sells for on the secondary market, what does that have to do with the rate? As far as
you want to get in on this, Corey?
No, because here's the thing, though, B. Just from a layman's standpoint, I'm buying at $350.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get an 8% or a 7.5% interest rate, does that mean instead of me buying at $350, now I'm buying at $360? So that bumped me up for the investor on the secondary market to buy.
No, when I put the information in, I'm looking at a snapshot of investor pool or who will invest at that particular with these particular variables. When I change the variables, that changes the investor pool. So if I put it in at $350, I got these investors that'll take this particular loan at this rate. I'll put it at 310. I got these particular investors that'll take it at this particular rate. So it does, it might not, it might will, but it does, that variable does change things. Am I making sense?
How does that variable make a difference to the homeowner?
It does,
because it sounds like it's just a for the secondary market buyer or mortgage.
The
investor,
only thing it could affect it could change, the rate could be different. And what I'm saying that to say this, that if you don't know what the sales price of the home gonna be, how can I pinpoint a rate right now? That's my point. Am I right or am I wrong, Corey?
You can pinpoint a rate based upon what they pre-approved for, or what price range they're at, right? So you know what I'm saying, we can. What if that you give a general idea?
But what if that changes? That can that can blow your rate.
That's kind of one of the conversations that I had in the beginning, is that, you know what I'm saying, the rates are kind of like the stock market. It's good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks. It fluctuates up and down. But you know what I'm saying, just if you know, if we were locking right now, then this is what your rate would be based upon the criteria that we have at this moment.
Right. But my point is,
you can't lock without a contract.
Yeah, you can't lock. First of all, you can't lock right now. You can lock and shop, but that's paying up front. So there's,
and when you say paying up front, that means just you pay more at closing.
No, you're paying for the hold that rate. You know,
so that means if I'm shopping right now and the hold my rate costs me $1,000, I got to send you $1,000.
Let me that credit card number.
It's called lock and shop. You know, so basically I don't know how you. I don't even want to get this complex this early. Basically, yeah.
When you said put out the investor on the back end, you kind of went there because most people don't even really know that.
Right, people don't. So I don't want to lose people on this, but I'm gonna say this to answer your question. Then let's get a little bit more, secondary school, a little bit more elementary on this. But what happens with the active secondary market is that don't forget that they are. I lost my train of thought this time, man. I'm about to make this point about the secondary market. Man, you made me lose my point. But anyway, it was one of those finite things that most people don't know about on the actual front end. So but lock and shop is this is what I was about to say. Don't forget, these people have warehouse lines of credit for the most part. Most of them have lines of credit from big major banks, or Wells Fargo, Chase. So when you take that money out, they're pledging that, hey, I'm going to lock this particular rate. I'm taking that money and putting aside for you to go ahead and fund that loan. That's why there's a cost with moving that lock and changing that lock. So you temporarily taking that money out. So the lock and shop, all right. So I'm gonna lock and I'm gonna still shop. That's okay. Hey, I gotta the money I'm gonna lose or potentially lose. I gotta have that money up front. Am I making sense?
So the money that when you say the secondary market, that $350,000, they supposedly push that to the side and say they can't lend that money to another buyer, right?
Right, because you lock.
So they're charging you $1,000 just for you to move that $350 over for them.
Right. So lock and shop mean it goes towards it. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepay up front so you don't change your mind. Pay up front this fee or whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000. You got me? So that way you have more of an incentive to not change that particular to move around.
Right.
So it's more like it's something like earnest money.
Okay.
Because I'm taking my warehouse line of credit, I'm taking that to the side. I could lend that to somebody else and made the money.
True.
So that's how that works. That's why it's all about the investors on the secondary side. But let's get back to credit, man. Let's open it up. What y'all got? Any anecdotal stuff on credit? Y'all wanted some simple stuff?
I'm gonna tell you like this, man.
You're either gonna have cash or you're gonna have credit. I was like, you're either gonna have cash or you're gonna have credit.
Right.
If you ain't got cash, do not let your credit get hit. Do not co-sign. Don't do any of that. And protect your credit at all costs.
All costs. My thing from when I first started in the business, like really taking it serious, and I get the Credit Karma folks, I got to a point to say, well, like, look, all right, what is it? I would ask you, say, what does Credit Karma tell you? Because I know that's what you're going to use anyway. And I think Corey told me, he said, well, look, if they tell you that, either add or subtract an additional 30 points from that, and that'll be actually where they are. So if they had a 650 on Credit Karma, they probably had a 600 to a 610.
Not necessarily.
Which is a safe rate. I mean, as far as from a real estate perspective, to discuss whether or not to take them any further, as far as lead conversion.
No, it just depends. Depends on the actual credit profile. The difference between a credit card score and a mortgage score is basically the charge-offs and the type of charge-offs. You're looking at hospital bills are weighted more on the mortgage side. They don't necessarily count them, but it counts to the score. You got what I'm saying? So they weight it more, and the collections are weighted more as opposed to on the credit card side. So that's why you get the difference in the score. So if they have an array of hospital bills, you'll see that difference, that 40, 50 point difference. But if they don't have hospital bills, it's real close. You'll notice.
If they don't have, so if you're looking at Credit Karma, you know what I'm saying, on average, not to say this is the same thing across the board, on average, you could probably predict they're somewhere about 20 to 30 points lower than the score that we have. Now, has that been the case every single time? No, because in some situations, the actual credit score has gone above. Our credit score has gone above what Credit Karma has had. But 90%, 85% of the cases, it's been somewhere between 20 to 30 points lower. Now, when you start going into the credit cards and all this other stuff, those algorithms on the backside to which they generate the score is so sporadic. It's hard to gauge where they actually are. So for me, not anybody else, for me, when it comes to actually gauging where somebody is, if they're over that 600 or if they're over that 620, I need to know what your Credit Karma score is. I'm not worried about anything else.
Right. Well, I have a different path. Just let me go ahead and do the soft pull. Doesn't cost you anything. Let me see exactly where you're at.
But before they get to you, B, as a seasoned agent, seasoned with salt, black pepper, and Slappy Mama seasoning, I'm not gonna let them come to you until I know for sure. Like, all right, based on if the Credit Karma tell me it's a 650, and I say, well, do you have any credit cards? How many credit cards do you have? And do you have a car payment? I can easily gauge, say, okay, that could be close to accurate. Then I run them that way. Because I can't stand to send people to my people. And when they see Lemon come across the phone, they answer me like, I'm ready, let's rock and roll. And it'd be that rubbish.
Well, this depends on the type of agent. You send me, I'm gonna take care of them regardless, because again, I have lenders that'll take down to 500. So this depends on, you know, what situation they in. If they got some money and they down to 500, I can take them. But let me do the soft pull. Let me do the soft pull and see exactly where they're at. Now, if you're going by Credit Karma, you just add extra steps to yourself. Because again, it could be totally inaccurate. You know, so generally
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, so if you got that services, that's one of the amenities that I give to, you know, my referral partners. Like, hey, I'll do a soft pull for free. Actually, you should have, CJ should have my link. Just go ahead, send them the link, and they can do it right there on their phone. You know, so, and we can see exactly where they're at in about 2-3 minutes. You know, so you ain't got to do better than Credit Karma. It's more accurate. You know, so, but that's one of the amenities. Anything else, like you said, what else y'all got, man? What else y'all want to talk about on the?
That's my spill on credit. I'm sticking to it.
Right. Yeah, Credit Karma, it's a good tool, but like I said, let's tell what it is. It's a sales funnel. Let's be all the way real with it. It's not law. It's not black and white. It's not. This is my score. No.
It's a sales funnel, but I wouldn't. It's a sales funnel, but you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't necessarily act like Credit Karma is all bad.
No, it ain't all bad.
In some credit repair situations, you know what I'm saying, it's very useful with the resources and everything that they provide on there.
Right. Well, you talking about as far as cleaning credit?
Yeah.
I heard that. You heard that in B's voice. That means he got something to say.
Yes.
Right.
As far as cleaning credit goes, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing certain things to your actual credit and you're trying to wait until credit card balances update or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, it's great for that. So then when you're actually doing credit repair and then, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to apply for credit cards that's actually going to approve you, not just give you a hard ding and deny you, Credit Karma is the one that's going to give you the cards that's going to give you a better chance of being able to actually get them.
I get what I see what you're saying in the context of if you're doing it on your own without a professional help.
Professional, wow.
Yeah. So
a professional credit card, a professional credit,
or like a professional, a real estate professional, or professional in that particular wherever you're trying to get approved with. If you're doing it on your own without help, yeah, I guess Credit Karma would be a free tool that you could work around. I'm not anything free. It does it does have a consequence. Your information's out there floating, but yeah, I
it's
get
gonna be out there anyway.
It'll
But here's
the
thing: even if you are a professional, you know what I'm saying, working with a professional, you still want to understand what your credit score is doing, right?
Right.
So
right.
if you're working with a professional, they're not going to update you until every 30 days.
No. Let's
right?
say,
You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta wait until the actual disputes run the cycle and all of that stuff. Hey, look, we'll reconvene back again in another 30 days, and we'll see where your score is.
And make sure you make your payment in between.
And make sure you make your payment in between. But now, if you with Credit Karma, if you looking at Credit Karma, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna update you every other day, every day, whatever it is. So you're understanding in real time what's happening to your actual credit. You ain't gotta wait 30 days.
Two things.
Three things now.
Yeah, two things. Depends on what you're talking about. If you're working with me, I got a couple of different things as well. I got what's called a what if simulator and rapid rescore. So I can rapidly rescore you within 2 to 3 business days. Sometimes it's the next day. So I can change his credit scores like instantly if you buy the house. Let me preface that. Not if you,
good disclosure. Good disclosure.
Yeah, so if you buy the house, so that's what I mean working with a professional. You want to work with a professional, man, you got to do it. You got that was a hell of a mosquito. That was a mosquito on steroids. Huh?
Little Monte, crazy.
But now if you're working with me, if you're trying to buy a house and you locked in and you willing to work, and if you're not, I'm not talking about jacked up. If you got 1 or 2 utilizations too high, and instead of waiting the 30 days and you want to get this house, I got stuff that I can work with you to get you rescored quickly, rapidly. Also, the second thing is there's a way around that as well. Credit Karma is free, it's cool, but you want to be more accurate, you subscribe digitally to all 3 bureaus. And then that'll get you a real accurate description. They use the FICO 4, I think we use the FICO 7, if I'm not mistaken. So it's real similar. So you want to get accurate, just go ahead and go to, I think it's $15 for Equifax. I think it's like $20 for TransUnion. I think it's like $25 or $23 for Experian a month. So you pay like $50 a month. You'll have all 3 of them where you could dispute and be real accurate. So that's the best way.
But
you think they're gonna spend $50 versus free?
Well, yeah, they could go free, but if you want to be accurate, if you're serious about it,
if you want to be accurate, you go to MyFICO and pay for the actual credit report, which is cheaper than going ahead and paying for that.
Why not go to the bureau where you could dispute, you can do everything you want inside of that, and you get the credit records. You can update as many times as you want. You can update it daily.
MyFICO does the same thing, and it's cheaper.
How much is MyFICO?
$30-something for all 3.
Man, I don't know. Can you dispute from there?
No, can't dispute from there.
That's what I'm saying.
Not that I know.
I can dispute everything from if you join the bureaus.
But okay, so if you're gonna speak of disputing, you can't use that on the credit.
Both y'all talking at the same time.
I'm gonna say something. I ain't saying it in a minute. There's a 30% rule.
Wait,
say
it again.
The 30% rule with credit cards, is that still a big factor?
30%, somewhat. It just depends on you talking like utilization. Yeah, you always want to keep under 30% utilization. You always want to have I say keep it to $10. That way you got the utilization and you got some of it, but it doesn't affect your DTI as well. So you got $10 minimum on that.
$10 or 10%?
Nah, $10. So I pay everything off every month except $10. That way I'm showing I'm using the card, but at the same time it doesn't affect my DTI. Oh, and by the way, the disclaimer: when I first got into the business, I took the CE. I was tech certified at one point. But I took the CE for the credit course. That was like 8 hours. So I know a lot about this thing. Plus my experience in it. So but $10, man. $10 is what you want to put on there.
Yeah, finance charge of $10 ain't gonna be that bad.
Right. Well, if you got anything at all, so but
$10.
That's the optimal that I see. It raises your score. Because if you got, it's great to have 0, but $10 is more.
Yeah, gotta have some on there.
Have something on there that it boosts your score more.
So you mean $10 does better than 0? Because does the algorithm think because you're utilizing it at a responsible rate to stay keep it at $10?
Correct.
And they want to charge you a little finance charge. They can't charge you a finance charge.
Right, they won't put their big somewhere.
You pay it off every month. They can't charge you.
Right.
It's a pay-to-play system. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to help your credit, you know what I'm saying, you got to have something on that card.
Right, exactly. You got something on that card that is gonna boost it. I've done hundreds of simulations. I don't know about you, Corey. I know you've done hundreds of simulations as well. Nothing moves the score more than $10 on that. 0, you can pay it down to 0. It won't move it as much as you leave $10 on it.
Wow. Ain't that something?
You know what I mean? So leave it at $10, pay off everything. Don't credit card. That's another thing. Credit card is not for you to really live on. It's really for you to it's for you to build stuff up for big major purchases, but it's for you to pay off as soon as you get the money. If you put yourself on a budget. All right, I got $100 to spend food and gas. So, but I know when I get my paycheck on Friday, I'm gonna pay that thing off. That's what that's for. That's not for I got $5,000. That's not what that's for.
You're gonna pay food or gas now. You ain't buying both.
Right. It's either or, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm you got what I'm saying. It's for to help you manage your budget and help you and then you can use the points, like Apple Pay and all that stuff.
You're a big component of the Apple Pay. You still using it pretty regular?
I use Apple Pay all the time.
I mean, not the Apple Pay. It's what is it that Apple what's that card you had that you had told us about?
Apple
Card. Is that the Apple Card? Yeah.
Right. I don't think I ever told y'all about that. What do you look through my emails?
No, you had mentioned it to us a while back. It was before the show. That's why you didn't mention
it. Right. The reason I like this. Hold on.
You gonna pull out that metal card? I knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah, so it's
metal. He was gonna do that.
Nah, but it's 3% back on a lot of stuff though too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of 3% back on unlimited, 3% back. So it's a good card, and it's accepted everywhere. I just had that my debit card. The rest of the cards I just leave for emergency. If I know I'm gonna buy something, I leave that in the house. You know what I mean? So
I had to buy me a podcast mic like Hyman got.
What you mean, man?
I ain't mic'd up, man. I'm
you ain't mic'd up.
Yeah, that's why you sound. Man, you need to invest, man. Hey,
you gonna put out that dynamic he got. I mean, now you got that condenser over there, don't you?
Yeah, I got the Razor.
Oh yeah, you showed me that one. That's a nice mic.
Yeah,
I looked into that.
$85, man. $85, man. Amazon.
Gonna give me one.
Man, CJ don't be serious about nothing, man. I looked at man. Even the coaches now. I just got out of LOS support. Even the coaches got podcast mic now. It's almost a necessity, man. It's everything. You see the idiocracy. Everything gonna be digital in a minute. Man, we ain't gonna leave the house, man. It's gonna be nothing but screens. You know what I mean? In a minute, that's where it's going.
Man, the truth of the matter is that Jim said.
I was the whole thing about, do you want to pay with your hand? I'm like, what? That's real, dog.
So, do you want to what? Pay with your hand.
Pay with your hand, like the chip in your hand.
Okay, gotcha. It's like, yeah, they do have that coming up. Yep.
I'll never be that advanced. I'm good. I'm cool with pulling out my card or a phone.
A phone. Yeah, I knew that was coming. The phone.
Yeah, the phone.
Pull out the billfold. Pull out some singles.
Right.
They gonna look like, what is that for, man?
Now, couple other things a lot of people don't know, man. You got to have a nice mixture of credit though too. Some people just have like a credit card bill. Some people just got the car note. Me personally, I would never get a car note unless you know what I'm saying, unless it's a lease, and I would lease it under business, or unless you do it under the insurance policy, and that's a whole nother discussion where you borrowing against your own money. But a good loan that people are not aware of is that what you need to do is go to like a federal credit union, like Navy Federal, or even what's the name of that? Truist, a couple of other ones. Get a CD for 6 months.
I saw Truist has a beautiful rate on a CD right now. It's damn near 10%.
Right. So get a CD.
That's nice.
Take your time. I'm about to tell you how to boost your credit with this 6 months to where it's like 800. So, I mean, you got to have something to work with. But I'm talking about if you got sluggish credit, you in the 6s, and you trying to figure out how do I get to 8. This is how you get to 8. First of all, you got to chop down your utilization, but you got to have a mixture. Get a CD at the 10%, and then borrow against that CD. Get an installment loan. Let's say I get a CD for $5,000. I do it for a year, so I'm gonna backdoor and borrow against that CD. Use that CD as collateral.
What, borrow half or all?
Borrow against it. It's the collateral.
Half or all of it?
All of it.
Okay. And why all instead of just the rule of 30%, like CJ said?
Well, the thing is, it's two separate things. You're using that CD as collateral.
True. We understand that principle.
Yeah, that's like a line of credit versus a credit card, though.
Exactly. So now instead of like a credit card revolving, it goes like an installment loan.
But does it still have the same power as a revolving credit, like a credit card?
It's not the fact of how you're going to use it; it's the fact of how that diversity, how it's making your scores go up.
Okay.
So
my credit was so dead back in the day from college. I couldn't even get a credit card. I did the little whole write out all the checks at cons. We did the whole write the checks out for 6 months to pay the joint off, and then ended up having to pay for like a secured credit card.
Right.
I had to front the money for the credit.
Right.
Man.
Other than a mic, gotta get his internet up to point. Wait till he get back. He'll talk crazy to him.
He got that cricket Wi-Fi. But nah, that's if you just starting off or you restart your credit, the best thing is to get the secure credit card. Like there's 4-5 different ones. I think Discover got one.
First Premier,
all of these guys, you start off with the secure card. Capital One got a secure card. Yeah, they got a secure card as well. So Capital One is about the best one because they report every 15 days as opposed to every 30 days.
Every 15, so that's nice. That is nice.
Yeah, so they
buy something and pay it off real quick, get your quick boost.
Boost your credit. They boosted up the fastest that you ever see. So credit Capital One. Just get those secure cards, borrow against your own money. That's another one because they most likely they're not gonna turn you down because it's your own money. You got the money already. So that's a good one as well.
My question is, when you borrow against your own money, the interest that you pay, does that go back to you? That has to go back to the
no, you paid a little bit of interest, but you don't want to go the whole term, but you pay 6 months and then pay that thing off. But now
the thing about it is that if it's your own money, why can't you get a percentage of the interest since you're paying yourself back anyway?
Well, that's
what I've always wondered.
Yeah, no, that's the bank. That's why they jump at giving it to you because they're making money off of it.
Yeah,
and they're not losing money because you got the money as collateral already.
The risk is low.
Huh?
The risk is low.
Lower.
There's no risk to it at all. So
I can make interest off your assets.
Right, exactly. So but the whole play is to actually build your credit up as a mixture. That's what you're paying the piper for. You're paying a little bit of interest, but it's building up. Let me tell you another thing that builds up. I think I had a show about this. This is sounding familiar, man. This is pre-boost, but now they got the boost. They got the Experian Boost and all that, where you can put your utility bills on your credit bureau.
Does that actually work?
Yeah, I see it all the time. Yeah, I see it.
I've only done it one time where I had a buyer who did. That was an elderly couple. They put their light bill and storage. They had a storage. They paid the storage every month, and they put that on there. It helped, but I wasn't sure if it really worked.
It ain't gonna dramatic. It ain't gonna move it 100 points, but it might move it 15, 20.
No, that's what it was. It wasn't to move their score. It was to show that they had credit because they their score was high enough, but they just didn't have enough trade lines.
Right, they had no trade lines, but this will help trade lines. This will help boost your score.
That rental karma will help too.
When hey, welcome back, young man.
That's what I was about to get, the rental karma or credit track or rental karma. You can put your rental history on your actual bureau as well. Rental karma or rental track is the name of it as
for
well.
Like, for apartment complex or for
apartment complex or private owners. So you could put you can have your landlord. They'll send them the form. They fill it out, and boom, they could report on your credit board. That's a trade line.
And you go all the way back to 2 years.
Right.
For
that's nice.
Right.
That is really nice. Now that's a solid tool right there.
Right.
Solid tool.
So another thing like people could do is I got one that's going right now is what's called authorized user. So
had that always been around where you just be on somebody's credit card or something? Or
is that different? Mom credit card, dad credit card, relative, girlfriend, whatever. Put them on there and help boost your scores up as well. So these are
they pay it on time.
Yeah,
right.
It's always been around, but I'm saying not a lot of people know about it. I mean, saying, it's still a lot of people out there that don't know about it.
Right.
And then you're saying the other major thing that they need to understand is that just because you have your troubles with your credit, even if they add you as an authorized user, your bad credit doesn't jump on their credit. So it won't affect it. It's the number one question. It's the number one question. Well, you're saying, how does that affect my card? How does that affect my credit? It doesn't.
Right. Right. So authorized user, man, that helps out. This is one thing. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it to y'all for a couple of more things. This is another thing people don't realize. You're just not gonna go to the dealership and they give you that $250,000 Bentley. It ain't gonna happen like that. I don't care if you got perfect credit. You gotta prove yourself that you've had $100,000 car before. So it goes in increments. You got to start off 30, 40, then 70 to 100, then 100 to 150, then 150 to 200. You got to build up, so you can't just go get that $250,000 car, even if you got an 800 credit score. No bank ain't gonna take you.
But that's how Ferrari does. Like, you got to start with the basic, boy.
Right. You can't go on top of the line. Not financing. Now, if you got cash money, that's different. That's a different tune.
Go ahead, throw that duffel bag on the desk.
So like DMX, I want this one. He drew it. Man, I would have walked out, man. Y'all remember that scene, boy? You got that. What was the Lambo?
That was in Romeo Must Die.
Oh, that was Romeo. Yeah, I want this one.
He get the commission.
Change. Come on, man. But if you got cash money, you can do what you want. But you trying to finance, you got to build your way up. Now it's different with semi. Let's talk about this a little bit, Corey. Let's talk about the Payment Shop.
Who?
Payment Shop. A lot of people don't realize it. Yeah. See, you ain't never heard nothing about it, right?
Got me on that one, though.
What's that?
Tell us you
heard of it. So you got a customer that live with their moms or have no record of ever paying on a rental property or owning a home. A lot of times they ain't gonna give them no $500,000-$600,000 house. I don't care if they can afford it or not. It's gonna be what's called Payment Shop. So you're gonna have to start off with like that starter home. So a lot of people want boycott. They want to go straight Taj Mahal. You better have been written in that $2,000 apartment first for 6 months or something like that before you jump to that $600,000 one. A lot of turning out it's called Payment Shop.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are they? So that person has to literally go lease somewhere for a while, or
you have no history. You have no history of paying that type of note.
Now here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? The Payment Shop doesn't come into play on all files. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like if it's a manual underwrite or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It just becomes a layer of risk that you have to overcome.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's there.
Right. So you gotta look at that. So if it have to have the compensating factors. So if you on that particular FHA don't go that high anyway. So let's say $400,000 FHA. You tickling over 50 and all that, most likely it's gonna get declined because you can't afford this house. But if you got Compensating fact, I've been renting. I got a solid rental history for 2 years, or I've had a note. This that's going to help you out. You know, so a lot of people don't understand that.
In a minute, 500 going to be the median.
Right, probably next year it's going to be 500. It was 473 right now. So, right, so yeah, that's a fact, man. So it's a good time, man. People talking all that noise, man. It's a good time to be in real estate because it's going to separate the men from the boys. The rest of y'all that can't hoop, go back to wait tables. Let the sharks get out here and eat. Y'all was cluttering. Y'all clogging up the system anyway. So you know what I mean. So,
talking reckless, B.
That's not reckless.
Hey, that's B sending them back to JUCO.
Yeah. So no, I mean, let's be all the way. I don't care what profession it is. I mean, if you're a hunter, you're a hunter. You know what I mean. So a lot of people can't hunt. They want stuff handed to them, and y'all just clogging up the system. Y'all don't really need. But man, go ahead and turn that license back in, man. Make it inactive. Y'all ain't doing nothing with it.
Hey, you can see who's been looking at how many active agents on Trek lately.
I had to go every day to see if my license was active. Man, they ain't active yet. Damn. You know, so but yeah, they got a lot of them, man.
Oh, good.
Y'all clogging up the system. Y'all need to get with the team.
Get with it.
Oh, go ahead.
Get with the team, B.
Go ahead, turn that thing in, man. You ain't working. See what they doing is they waiting on.
They pay just as much money as you pay. B. Why they got to turn it in though?
It's all what you do with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all what you do with it, man. If you ain't doing nothing with it. Anything else on credit, man? What time it is? It's about that time. We got about 10 more minutes. Anything else? Cause I got tips for days, man.
Look, let me add something on there. You know what I'm saying? So something I ran into several times is a lot of people like to set it and forget it. So you know what I'm saying? I got my stuff on auto draft. So you know what I'm saying? When you paying these bills, credit cards, utilities, or whatever case may be, I got it on auto draft. But what you don't understand is that you don't check on them every now and again. And when you don't check on them every now and again, there are some things that sometimes happen where the payment doesn't go through. And if the payment doesn't go through and they report that late on there,
it wasn't enough money in the account. They knew it was.
You can't. Yeah, you can't call the people talking about, you know what I'm saying, I set it on automatic draft. You know what I'm saying? That y'all need to take that late off. That ain't gonna happen. Right. So now your credit is damaged just because, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't responsible enough to just double check on your bills. So I ran into that several different times as of lately, and I think, you know what I'm saying, for people, they need to be aware of that. Like, it ain't no such thing as setting and forget it, even if you have it on automatic draft. At least check on it every now and again and make sure it's going through and getting paid.
Well, I think, man, like I said, they got so many emails and stuff nowadays, man. You're going to get flooded with emails even if you get close to being late. They hit you 15 days out, 10 days out, 5 days out. Hey, don't forget your payment. You know?
People don't check their emails like that, man. Unless they really in that type of industry where they got to look at their email every day or every 20 minutes or so.
Right. But this is the thing. I give you a story, man. Since y'all ain't coming with no, I got to give you a story, man. This was right after Katrina. And and I was in Houston. You know, I totaled my car. I had a Aurora, 98 Aurora. Clean.
Damn, B, you had a bunch of cars. I noticed, man.
Yeah, this Aurora that I had was bad, bro. I got pictures of it.
I know you ain't had 20s on there.
I had 20s on there. I had 20s on there. I had Lexani 20s on there. I had Lexani 20s on there.
Did you have that Yandy on it? Did you have that Yandy on it?
Yeah, the team kept it clean though.
Huh?
I had you had the 10s on there, you kept it clean.
Nah, I had 20s on there. But I had ostrich seats with my initials in the logo. I mean, logo initials in the headrest.
Bless his heart.
You know what I mean? So, but I totaled it right there by Joel Osteen Church. You know what I'm saying? Right
on 59 or
on 59. So yeah, that's a whole other story. I'm you know how they slow down, they crouch down on that right side.
Yes.
And you passing, somebody just jumped in my lane, smacked me to the other lane. So I got bounced all around.
Dang.
You know what I mean? So, but totaled my joint, right? I just had liability. So I had to get a whole new joint. So went to, I was gonna get this E-Class. I like this little E-Class they had. you know, just getting back into Katrina. So for Katrina, so I ain't getting no FEMA money. You know what I mean? So I was all, you know, just out in the streets money. You know what I mean? So I had my birth certificate was gone. I lost half of my shit. Half of my shit was gone. Right. So, but I had no pay stubs. I had nothing. You know. So they had this Nigerian guy. He was my, you know, I had decent credit. You know, I always had decent credit. So I was going down and I got some money. Give me this Mercedes, man. I had no documentation. I ain't have a driving license.
Nothing. You was dirty, dog.
Yeah, man, you ride dirty. Right.
Man, I rode dirty. I can't say this on now, but yeah.
You rode dirty for a while, man.
For a minute. For a minute.
Right. We all rode dirty at some point in our life.
Yeah, so but I had nothing, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff got wet, right? So like, man, I was like at the time, what was this, 18 years ago? So I was about 29, 28, you know what I mean? So I had money, all right. What's up, man? Give me those Mercedes, man. I had like 5,000 to put down, and I had pretty decent credit. So, but I had no proof. I had nothing, no address, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, when you went off on me, when you gonna get your shit together? Man, you too old for this. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, I was so puffed up that I'm thinking I had it all together, but he was right. Like, damn, I should always have Social Security card backup. I always should, but you know, I should have my documents and stuff together. You know what I'm saying? As an adult. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it always stuck with me, man. Like I said, you gotta have your stuff together, and you gotta have, you know, you gotta be responsible for you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't know that ain't gonna fly.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
So I wound up not getting the car because I ain't had, you know, I ain't no address. This don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm laying up with a girl, and you know what I'm saying, and I just, you know, rolling stone. You know what I mean?
You was outside. I got you.
That ain't gonna fly, you know.
Oh man!
I don't care how much money you got, the credit, you gotta have your stuff together, man. As an adult, you know, period. So I had to wind up getting a hoopty.
Hey man!
So I got a hoopty for like a little while. I had to get a little cash joint. You know what I mean? For a little while.
You was riding around in the box Chevy.
Huh?
You was riding around in the box Chevy.
I had guess what I wound up getting? This was only for a minute until I wound up getting the Benz right after that. I wound up getting my S-Class now. Bam! I popped up back on them back in like about 6 months. But after I got my stuff together. But I'm glad I didn't get that E-Class.
What was the hoodoo you was riding in? B?
It was it looked like the Maseratis, but it was a Plymouth.
Plymouth?
Oh. Yeah, it's a Plymouth. I swear to God, they got these old school Plymouths that look like Maseratis.
I thought that was it. Aurora. It looked like a Maserati made by.
I gotta show it to you. It's like it was a drop top, but the Maserati got the same body. I don't know how that happened, but it's an old school joint. It's like an early '90s joint, but it looked like a Maserati.
So Katrina was 2001 or 2002.
Nah, Katrina was 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
So the Plymouth you had was probably about 90.
Yeah.
Plymouth,
shit, I almost died in that Plymouth, man.
Another accident? That's why you don't go nowhere anymore. But you drive.
I ain't never riding with me.
That's
I ain't never riding with me.
Either the brakes went out or somebody tried to kill me. That's a long story.
Oh man, B.
You know what I mean? Because
how many accidents have you had, B?
Well, this wasn't really an accident. It was a fender bender.
But you ain't answering the question. You ain't answering the question.
Lifetime, I probably only had about 4 or 5 accidents.
Damn,
only.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot of accidents, dog.
That's a lot.
Man, I'm 46 years old. That ain't a lot of accidents. And 4 decades? 3 decades?
That's a lot of accidents, bro.
So the insurance person asked you, have you had an accident in the last 10 years? You gotta say yes.
I'm diamond. I ain't had an accident. The last accident I had was 2005.
Oh, okay. Tell us something. So all these accidents you had, these 4 accidents in the past 4 decades, they happened in the first 2 decades of your life?
I had one accident in the 90s, 95. That was my first one. I had one in 97. I had one in 2 in 2005. Well, one really. The other one. One was. Hey. I count the police get involved. That the police ain't got involved, they ain't really no accident.
No. Hey, no wonder he had just liability. He couldn't get no help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get an accident like that. I drive slow, man. So, you didn't roll with me. I'm a cautious driver, man.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it and be in my own whip. I'll take your word for it.
Like, I'll follow you, dog. I'll follow you.
I don't think that's a lot at all, man. I think I have a pretty good driving record. No tickets, none of that. I ain't got no tickets or none of that. That time I got a ticket was in the 90s, I think.
Oh, that was a good one, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that
but
what happened
with the brakes failed in that thing, and I was just about to hop on 45 South.
All 4 brakes?
I'm like, I'm stomping it. You know, wouldn't stop. Boom! Ran into the truck in front of me.
Yeah, you know? Man. And that was the fender bender?
Yeah, well, it was. I didn't pick up speed. I was right around the corner from the house. I was in the neighborhood, so I'm going like 10, 5, 10, 15, or whatever. I'm cruising.
Damn.
Yeah, emergency brake didn't work or nothing.
It was so cold. I ain't think about the emergency brake.
4 brakes and the emergency brake. Goodness gracious.
Nah, it was so close. And like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I could get a little bit of traction or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't. Yeah. So, but nah, it was a F-150. So it ain't tickle his. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh man, you good.
Your Plymouth should have been smashed to the steering wheel, man.
Oh, that's good. I was going too slow.
That's good.
No, not no Plymouth.
Don't Bumpers could withstand up to like 20 miles an hour, right?
Hell no.
15?
Not even that.
What, 5?
Bumpers are made of plastic, though.
Nah, this was a truck.
No, this was back then.
Hold on, wait, Hyman.
No, this was
back then when they made.
He was in a Plymouth, and he hit an F-150. Yeah, so that's a plastic bumper.
And don't quote me on a Plymouth. I don't even know if it's a Plymouth. I gotta find. I think it was.
Hey, I was about to say Crown Vic. I can see you in the Crown Vic.
Nah, this is a little bitty car.
Crown Vic, you wouldn't did no.
I had a bunch of little bitty cars, bro. I'm a big dude and a small dude. I'm a small dude.
Why the big dude gotta have them little bitty cars, man?
Well, I had a Mazda MX-3. I had
why the hell you?
I had a 3 Series BMW.
You were 6'6" back in that time. You should have been about 220. Why the way you riding this?
No, I was 6'1". I'm 6'1".
You 6'1"? You 6'1"? Okay. Why the way you riding this small car, man?
I used to like small cars.
You better control it better or something?
Nah, I just like I don't know. I had the miles. I'm not starting to get into big joints.
Okay.
Yeah, the S class. I was perfectly. I like the E's and joints like that. I like the small joints. Sports cars. So I had a Mazda MX-3. I had a Trans Am.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I had a Cobra. So I like the little small joints. Fast. Back in the day.
Why you had all the accidents?
No.
Why you had all the accidents in fast cars? Man?
Every accident that I had, I never had an accident that was my fault except the stopping, and that was because malfunction. And I think somebody purposely put the brakes on backwards.
Oh man, when the most scallywags got hold to you.
No, it was. I think the
Shade Tree Mechanic. You took
Shade Tree Mechanic was hating on me. That's my theory. The brake, when I went to get the brakes fixed, the brake was going backwards.
Ah, man. The brake pad was on backwards?
I just got the brakes fixed, so I'm like, it wouldn't stop because it was on backwards, couldn't get no grip.
Nah, hell no, B.
How the hell you do that?
That's what I'm saying. You're not
That's damn near impossible. That's damn near impossible.
Even
that's
with
what I'm saying.
On the back, that's
because the bracket won't even go on right if you turn it up.
I don't know how.
Hey, I need a hat. That's all cap. He cap.
I'm trying to tell you, the brakes, when I took it to the mechanics, they're like, "Man, what is this? The brakes is on backwards."
Oh goodness gracious!
I'm telling you what I know.
Oh,
the
man.
brake was on backwards, bro.
Oh man, that was a cold one. That was a cold one, man.
I can get extra roommates. One of my roommates on Facebook probably watching this, man. Go ahead, and put an amen in the.
Oh man.
Go ahead, put an amen in the chat box, man. Nah, that was all facts, man. I ain't got no real reason to lie to you. I think it's my theory. I can't prove it, but I think he was trying to sabotage. Now, he didn't kill me.
Okay, so if we go with the fact, let's go with the fact that your brakes didn't work. The only thing
it
didn't work.
Hold on, wait. You said you bought the beer at 2:30?
Huh?
Hey, you know you fucked up, right?
I mean, I'm serious. I took it to a backyard mechanic. I knew him. I can't say on air what it was really about, but it was. He was hating. Yeah,
it's okay. You smashed this girl, and he found out.
Nah, but
so I'm gonna get you back for that.
Let me tell you why I think he was hating. Because his reaction when I confronted him about it.
What was it?
He was from H-Town, so I didn't really understand the lingo.
Okay.
At first, but I look like it. When I look back, it's like, huh? So he was like, man, I was like, bro, what's going on, man? You put the brakes on backwards? He's like, man, I ain't got no time for no flies today, man. And they hung up on me.
Flies.
Yeah, so huh? Was that a diss? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I didn't understand it, but I'm thinking he calling me a fly, like I'm bothering
him. Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I interpreted it as. So your reaction to it, if you were remorseful, would think, if his reaction was like on some fly stuff, like smart mouth. So I'm thinking, all right, man, yeah, you probably set me up, man. You was that close, you would have been successful because I was right around the corner from hopping on that ramp to 45. And I would have put up speed and I would have stopped then.
Yeah, you been done.
Pancake.
Yeah, you been done.
Yeah, so
like
Jay-Z said, man, I dodged prison, came out unscathed from car collisions. I know it must be part of some mission. You know what I mean? So
now you want
hey, I done miss. I can tell y'all a bunch of stories, man. Let me tell y'all one more for the road, man. It's 9 o'clock. I'll tell you how gifted and blessed I am, man.
Yo, wake up. I got a story to tell. Go be.
Story to tell, man. Storytell time. Storytell Tuesdays, man. Since y'all ain't want to come with no credit stuff, man.
Credit is your department, dog. Me and CJ, we say, what's your credit score?
Credit is everybody.
I just need the letter. Y'all deal with that other stuff.
You gotta pay work from me, man. You gotta pay work from. Oh, we can't get you done right now. We gotta wait for a little bit. Go and talk to Linda.
This was back in this was what 96, 97. I had a Mustang Cobra. You know what those are? Like this was before they went to Shelby Cobra.
Yeah.
I had the Mustang Cobra 97. Brand new, black with the tan interior, bad, 305 horsepower. I used to like the Mustang. I was a Mustang guy as opposed to Camaro. I never had a Camaro. But so I'm from Louisiana, so we on Rampart Street. Rampart goes perpendicular to Canal Street. It runs cross Canal Street. So white guy pull up next to me, Camaro. Boom, boom, rev his engine. So I'm rev mine, is me and the two other my partners in there. So man, we pull off when the light turned green, gone. So we going down Rampart like 100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? We just flying. So we pass Canal. You know how many pedestrians on Canal? We going Canal like 110, 120. So I see up, about 2 lights down. I see they got a red light. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm about to stop this thing. So I tried to stop. Brakes locked. Like, man, I'm thinking this supposed to be analog brakes. This thing done locked up on me. So I'm just sliding. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So this thing won't stop. So I did already made up my mind. All right, they got 2 cars parked at the red light. All right, I'm gonna hit the back of this one. I'm already thinking in my mind. My angle is I'm gonna just tap the back of this one, and that way I'll tear this thing up. Because if I go straight, I'm gonna tear both of them up. So I'm already angling where I'm about to hit. So I'm just like, this thing will not stop, bro. I ain't think about the emergency brake. I'm just trying to stop this thing. So at the last second, something told me to jack the wheel. So I jacked the wheel. Boom! I hit I went behind old boy and hit the median, and we flipped. Boom! Went on the other side, and ain't hit nothing. All we did was lost the tire. You know what I'm saying? And I bent the rim. That's it.
So maybe I'm not paying attention, but you only said that it was only one accident that was your fault. You done rattled off.
Hey, that wasn't no accident. I ain't hit that.
That's your fault. 2 stories that was your fault. That you gave us these stories.
That wasn't no accident.
You gave us an accident, baby.
I hit nothing.
Police come.
Police ain't coming. I ain't hit nothing.
You flipped over the median. I guarantee the cops was called.
Police ain't come and I ain't hitting nothing. We changed that tire. We put the spell on. We went on. Man, we changed that tire so fast.
Hey, moral of the story: don't ride with B nowhere.
Don't ride with B.
Nah, I'm very conservative now. But yeah, man. I can tell you that was, man. We didn't have not one broken bone, no busted lip or nothing. We unscathed. I know for sure. I plan on hitting one of them cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit this one right here. Like, oh, damn it, I'm gonna hit one of them. So let me go ahead and hit this one right here. You know what I mean?
Be out here fast and furious.
Yeah, it was fast and furious, man. We was good. That's why I got out of this. I don't mess with sports cars. Even though I got a 575 horsepower, you know what I'm saying, vehicle right now, but I'm thinking about getting that Lambo next. But I ain't going fast no more. It's just all for show.
What Lambo?
That's next, man. The Lambo by 2025. That's what goes, man.
Like the car,
Lambo B.
SUV.
Yeah, SUV, of course. Come on,
no, that ain't nothing. But what was that? They just use the same model or look as what is it, like a Kia or something?
Nah, it's the
it looks like
Audi.
And it looks just like
the Audi and Lambo.
It looks like a Hyundai or something.
Nah, you talking about the Lambo, the Urus?
I'm gonna show you.
The Urus?
Yeah.
No, it looked like the Lambo Q8. I mean, excuse me, the Audi Q8.
Nah.
Come on, bro. I know cars, my brother.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Q8. It's the same frame.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna find it.
You're talking about the Lambo Urus. Look like a Hyundai.
I'm gonna show you.
It looks like an Audi.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks
no way.
It's the same frame. Huh?
Okay.
The only difference is
a Lambo Urus looks like a Audi.
Yeah, hold on, man. You're gonna have to show me, man. I don't know.
I'm gonna let you make it now. I gotta find it. I'm gonna show you.
Nah, I can find it right now. Hold on a second.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I ain't about to sit on here with y'all talking about.
Nah, this is gonna take 30 seconds.
Hold on, let me.
This is what you're talking about right here, man. Yes, sir. This is what you're talking about right here.
That Aventador looks like a yard. Nah, that ain't it.
Yeah, see how that's the same. It's the same frame.
That ain't what I'm talking about.
That's the car I'm getting though.
Okay.
Which one? The one at the top?
Yeah, of course. That's the only thing. unless the only thing else I get is I get that Aston Martin SUV. But I'm thinking about the Lambo. Like we call Lambo B. You know what I mean? Y'all heard it here first.
We heard it there first.
Yeah. So
Hey, look, I'm hoping you get it, but even if you do get it, I'm still taking my own ride.
hey,
Because the SUV, it don't mean nothing where you drive.
Hey, I'm super conservative now, man. I ain't doing that crazy stuff no more.
I'm glad to hear that.
I ain't doing that crazy stuff no more. That was when I was in the 90s, man. That's when I was late teens, early 20s. Like I said, and then that
So that's 5 accidents now?
It's 4.
Okay.
It's 4, but one of them the police wasn't called. But I did run into the back of them.
So on when the tire came off, the police wasn't called on that one either, right?
Nah.
So
I had one with my baby mom.
That thing like a peek through and change that tire, goddamn.
Say it again.
I said, y'all jumped out that car like a peek through and changed that tire.
Man, we was amazed. We was stunned for like 5 minutes. But we hurry up and change that thing and got up out of there before somebody. Here you go. This is right here. Boom. Here you go. It's a Chrysler. It was a Chrysler. There you go.
A Chrysler LeBaron.
A LeBaron. Yeah, that's what I had. Boom. How you know? How you know about that?
Because I had one.
Oh, yeah, one of them joints?
Yeah, I had a Chrysler LeBaron. That was my first car. I got
Yeah,
it back in 90.
This looks just like a Maserati.
That looks nothing like a Maserati.
What?
Nothing at all, man.
Maybe if you drunk and you squint your eye. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit. No way.
No, I'm not talking about. They got a Maserati that here you go right here. That's the Maserati version.
Where?
That's the Maserati version. That's a Maserati right there.
That's a Chrysler.
That says a Chrysler TC.
No,
Yeah.
this.
I guess he's going by I guess the maker supposed says Chrysler TC by Maserati.
Right.
The LeBaron mix up.
Hold on, let me read what this says.
Hey, that's what we were telling them girls back in the day.
Exactly.
It's a jointly developed car by Chrysler Maserati. It was positioned as a Grand Tourer and introduced to Los Angeles show. This is a Maserati, bro. The manufacturer say Maserati.
You can say the same thing about the Chargers because Mercedes designed the Chargers.
Oh, but this is really a Maserati, bro.
But you can't erase the Chrysler that's on the
But my point is,
you just completely jumping over the Chrysler and just like this is a Maserati.
But this was a sought after car by the rich and famous, bro.
Dog, the thing say Chrysler LeBaron, not
But it was a
Maserati.
joint venture with Maserati.
Hey, B, we not one of them chicks you trying to pick up on the side of the road, dog. You can tell us the truth, man. We looking at it right now.
You looking at Wikipedia? Look at what Wikipedia said.
Wikipedia say Chrysler, and you still trying to say Wikipedia don't know what they're talking about.
Maserati.
This is a Maserati.
Toasted first.
Maserati may have had a hand in making it, but it's not a Maserati, bro.
It's not a
It's
Maserati.
what cat would you say? It look like a Phantom until a Phantom pull up.
No, but my point is that
That's a Chrysler 300.
I said it. I didn't even know it was a joint venture. I said it looked like one of the Maserati. I said they got Maserati that looked just like it.
Oh God, Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this what I'm talking about. I had a drop top just like this, white joint.
Turn it a little bit.
I think it like a 91. Huh?
If that makes you feel better.
Hey, I only rode it for 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Smoke it.
Hey,
Hit it again.
all I can say is, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying,
it's
pulling
nice.
up this Wikipedia hurt your case. And we was in the court of law. Where's the Maserati? That's a Chrysler emblem on the back,
That's a
dog.
Chrysler
Look
sign
at the
over there.
Maserati on. Look at the Maserati right there, bro.
Oh, that's a Maserati red? Is that what you trying to say?
No, look at the Maserati emblem on it. Some of them had Maserati, some of them had Chrysler on them. I had the one that had Chrysler, but they all ones that had Maserati on the window. It's the hard top.
You wouldn't look though, because I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
Y'all not trusting.
And they got a Maserati tag on it.
Hold on, let me magnify this thing, man. Y'all can't see. Can y'all see this? Is this thing on? What does that say? Can y'all see this? Does that not say Maserati?
They say buy Maserati.
Yeah, they got one. I didn't say mine was a Maserati. I said it looked like the Maserati. What I said? They got Maserati. I think I said they got a Maserati that looks just like the one I had. Is that not facts?
All right, zoom back out, me. Let me see. Zoom back.
Yeah, it's the same body.
Hey, you got it, bro. You got it.
I didn't say I had the Maserati one. I had the one that looked like the Maserati.
You got the juice now, bro. You got the juice.
You got it. You got it.
Ain't that the Maserati symbol right there? With the pitchforks?
Inside the Chrysler sign.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I know.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You know what I'm saying? This is a sought after car. This is a rare car.
Okay.
I'm not saying that nobody cared. They didn't say he hooped it.
You got it, B. You got that.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm just telling you what I'm just telling you what it looked like. I noticed it because I went to a foreign dealership and like, damn, you know, that's the same car. And like, yeah, man, that's how I was up on it. But when I got it, I didn't say, yeah, because this looked like a Maserati. I found out till later.
That was up.
See, you didn't know this is a fun fact. You didn't know that, right? Javi, this is your first car, but you didn't even know that, huh?
Still don't.
No, I didn't. No, I did not know there was a Maserati prototype with the Chrysler LeBaron. I had that version, but it was 4-door.
Nah, this straight up say Maserati, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Rare rides. Rare rides. This is a rare. The Maserati version of this is super duper rare. Boys are paying $100,000 for this car. And I didn't know that till I was looking for later on. Till I was looking for something else and like, man, I feel like, damn, I had a car like that. Like, nah, this is a Maserati. Like, what? You know, and the dude was telling me about it, and I found out later on. But it ain't like I was stunting like, yeah, this is a Maserati.
How much you pay for yours, Lemon?
I got mine off of Shepherd, so it was like $9. It was a champagne. I got a picture of them. I'll send y'all a picture of the
it
one.
It went from $100,000 to $9,000.
When I got it, I got mine in 99. Same, I guess about the same time B had his, technically.
No, this was I got mine in 05.
Okay, so yeah,
dang.
I got mine.
Yeah, it was real low, but I only paid like $1,500 for mine.
Yeah, like I said, I got it off of Shepherd. If you've been living in Houston a long time, you go buy a car for Shepherd, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, but nah, they got this look just like one of the Maseratis. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that it was, but I was hoping y'all knew this shit. That way y'all knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, once I didn't think to say was it a Chrysler LeBaron.
Right.
Yeah, it was clean too. It ran like a champ.
Yeah, it was until his brakes went out.
So they cut his brake.
Yeah, until they cut my brake lines. You know, so it was hey, had plenty of room and everything in there. You know?
Yeah, it was
nice.
Know,
yeah, it was a nice car.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't tripping. It was a little Julio to get around A to Z. It made it through. Save on gas, good on gas.
Very true. Very true.
You know what I mean? So I was
very true.
You know, maybe it got me through Katrina. You know what I mean? I used to rent something every week though. I used to have that dip around. I only had that for like 6 months, man. I was back in the Benz in no time. Back in the Benz now. All right, man. We're gonna see y'all next week, man.